Hi everyone, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. So much of Irish history is being forgotten about by successive governments, and in particular we've seen the recent drive towards war by the Irish government, who are intent on eroding Irish neutrality and pushing us towards the militarist union of the European Union and the United States of Europe. But this has been a consequence of deliberate successive government decisions to pursue the neoliberal agenda of the European Union to this new imperial bloc where we're just an outpost and our sovereignty, our independence and our democracy are being eroded every single day. But it is important. Where I stand today behind me is the site of a pub. The Cuckoo's Nest, people will be familiar with it, on the Green Hills Road in Dublin, quite close to Tallaght. 158 years ago, a number of days ago, was the anniversary of the Fenian Rising that took place, where there was a multitude of events around Ireland, areas like Kerry, Tipperary, many more counties, and here quite close to Tallaght. We're up to 7,000 or 8,000 men assembled to fight for Irish independence just beyond Jobstown at Tallaght Hill. Of course, the Irish political establishment want to write this out of our history books, but it is an important standpoint in terms of the struggle for Irish independence. The Irish Republican Brotherhood and the Fenians were founded in 1858. Some of the co-founders were Jeremiah O'Donovan Rossa. There were also many significant people that used to meet at the pub behind me in advance of the uprising. Now, back at that stage, there was people like James Stephens, Thomas Clark Luby would have met there at the site of that pub as well. And the idea was to bring the British military out from Dublin to then target the capital city to take over in the struggle for Irish independence. Unfortunately, it didn't come to pass, but the struggle for Irish independence continued and led to 1916, where we saw so many people, and the signatories of that proclamation took a lot from the proclamation of the Irish Republic that was signed on the 5th of March 1867. Now, what was really fascinating with this was the real drive for Irish independence and the struggle for Irish independence. And part of that proclamation said the soil of Ireland belongs to us the people, and to us it must be returned. Now, a lot of the members of the Irish Republican Brotherhood and Fenians would have took a lot of their solace and words from people like Fintan Lawler, who was a fantastic revolutionary and took the whole issue of landlordism in Irish society to a new height. Back at the time of the genocide that took place, at the time of the Great Hunger back in the mid-19th century, and we saw the horrors and the abuses wrought upon the people of Ireland by an oppressive landlord class. And Fintan Lawler himself would have been a good advocate and would have been used by many revolutionaries moving through the years into the time of the 1916 Rising, for instance. Patrick Pearse and James Connolly frequently quoted Fintan Lawler, a man from County Laois. So it is important now more than ever to stand up for our sovereignty, stand up for independence, as now we're in the month of March, which is, according to the Greek Roman god, the god of war. So we see the European leaders dragging us towards war, dragging us towards a bigger confrontation with another imperial bloc. And what are the Irish political leaders doing? They're not interested in standing up for Irish sovereignty, Irish democracy or Irish independence. Much the people that would have met in the pub behind me here and built so many cells around Ireland to stand up for Irish independence and to take on the oppressive landlord class. And of course they had to struggle and contend with a lot of the church hierarchy during that period. The Bishop of Kerry denounced, David Moriarty denounced so many Irish men who tried to stand up against the British Empire in February of 1867. And denounced from the pulpit by those of the hierarchy of the church who tried to keep the status quo intact. So we need to stand up against the status quo, and more than ever now, stand up for Irish sovereignty and take back our independence, take back our democracy, take back our sovereignty, and never forget our rich history, our rich culture, our rich struggle for independence that so many of our forefathers fought and struggled for. It's very important because now it's been sold out at the drop of a hat by political leaders in Ireland. Our history is what makes us. Our history is what binds us together, and our country is what binds us together as people. But standing up for the interests of ordinary people against those ruling classes. Much the same now, we have similar struggles with the class of the billionaires, the big corporations, the multinationals, and the private equity firms that are dominating the global financial classes that the Irish government are more interested in representing than the people of Ireland. So never forget our history, as a lot of people would pass by it many days and not deem the historical significance of these locations in Irish history. So thanks a lot for the support of my videos, really appreciate them. I just wanted to do a little one today on the issues in terms of our history, which is so important in terms of what we should be struggling for, in terms of the drive for where people have a say, and the power should derive fundamentally from the people. And as the proclamation of 1867 stated, much the same of the proclamation of 1916, in terms of the resources of the country should belong to the people of the country, not any outside colonial power or imperial body or a drive towards a federal United States of Europe that we're on the march towards day by day, and in particular the drive towards war. So stand up for Irish neutrality, stand up for peace, stand up against war, and stand up for the interests of the people here who are struggling because of successive governments' policies and their decision to uphold the neoliberal narrative and agenda of the European Union, which has created massive inequality in Irish society. So it's up to people to tap into that amongst other people. So please share my videos, and I really appreciate all the support with my videos. So from Dublin, Slán, take care.